Don't get into a fight with them. Don't get into a fight with them. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, what did they get called for? Because there are two black guys sitting here meeting me?
Yes.
Well, what did they do? What did they do? Someone told me what they did.
They didn't do anything. I saw the entire thing.
They didn't. What did they do?
And the woman says for paying customers after they didn't do anything.
What did they get called for? Because there are two black guys sitting here meeting me? Yes. Well, what did they do? What did they do? Someone told me what they did.
They didn't do anything. I saw the entire thing.
They did. What did they do?
And the woman says for paying customers after they didn't do anything.
Demanding the coffee chain to make some changes. Action News reporter Jeanette Reyes is live at the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce Streets where the incident took place. Jeanette.
Well, good morning, Matt. The CEO of Starbucks, as you mentioned, headed this way to apologize to these men face to face. But the apology that they already put out over the weekend doesn't seem to be doing much in terms of quelling those protests that we've seen. In fact, another is planned for 7 o'clock this morning. Demonstrators asking, among other things, that the employee who called police be fired.
We are here because you see us. We are here.
This weekend, protesters expressed their outrage outside of the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce. Thursday, two black men who were waiting on an acquaintance to arrive for a business meeting were arrested at the cafe. Video of that arrest quickly went viral with more than 2 million views in less than 24 hours. Among the demonstrators was Melissa DePino, who captured that video.
There's nothing more to the story than what you see in the video, and when people ask and say there must be more to the story, that's part of the problem, in my view.
Black people are met with aggression every time we are encountered with police. What that manager did was she put those men in danger.
Police say they were called for a report of a disturbance after the men who had not purchased anything allegedly refused to leave the cafe. Starbucks Regional Vice President Camille Himes took the blame and said that the incident was the result of a history of similar problems at that store.
For all of the non-customers, we've asked to not use our restrooms, and that is for all customers.
And organizers are asking that the officers who made these arrests be fired. Meanwhile, Commissioner Richard Ross saying his officers did nothing wrong.
From start to finish. Obviously, there are parts of it that are still under investigation, but we've been talking to Starbucks, and I had a call from their CEO, as a matter of fact, yesterday. And so, they're looking at some of their policies. We'll look at things relative to, just overall procedural events, but, not so much about that arrest, but how we can facilitate things for other officers in the future, relative to maybe getting sign forms and things like that while they're at the scene. But for now, again, it's just very unfortunate. I can tell you that police officer did not want to have to make an arrest in that incident, and the whole thing, we just wish it didn't happen.
Is that like routine for something like that to happen?
Well, routine in the sense that is not at all uncommon for us to get a call to a business that somebody they want removed from their location, and when they do, in many instances, people usually leave before we get there. decide why they didn't do that. But there are laws on the books that we have to follow. I mean, we had our druthers, we wouldn't have came there in the first place. That's just keeping it simple.
Okay, and then and just for the record, the officers didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Unless someone comes forward with something more than I know now, it doesn't appear that they did anything wrong at all. In fact, they were really trying not to make an arrest in this case. I mean, they undoubtedly had seen incidents like this before where people were being asked to leave and were accustomed to people just leaving. I just think, for whatever reason, they decided not to, but just the mere fact that 3 different warnings to leave suggests that there wasn't a rush to judgment. I mean, the officers were in there for about 15 minutes, before an arrest was made, so that should just suggest that clearly that wasn't their first course of action that they were thinking of.
Now, over there, this just happened in Philadelphia, I think last Thursday. And out of all the videos you saw, those were some of the news reports. And to say I'm not surprised, I'm really not surprised. What do you think? You know, it almost stems, it's like we're almost going back to early 1960s. I think sometimes we go back to this. We go back to this. And when I say this, and I come on here, and I say, and this doesn't mean I'm gonna talk about racism in every video. I'm really not gonna do that. But I had to come on here and talk about this because, you know, for it to be 2018 and this nonsense still going on, it's just reprehensible. Employee calls 911 because 2 black guys were sitting in there. They weren't disturbing anything. They weren't out here committing any crimes. They weren't out there harming nobody. They wasn't messing with nobody. You just saw 2 black guys in there, and you felt threatened by these people. These 3 black guys, because one went into the bathroom. You felt threatened by them. You call 911 and had these guys arrested. And you know what happens when the cops are called on black people. You know what happens. Most of the time, the end result doesn't turn out good. It doesn't turn out good. Because we've seen so many times when the cops are called, black men are 50% are likely to be killed in a police confrontation. You saw that with Alton Sterling. You saw that with Philando Castilla. You saw it with Tamir Rice. You saw it with Stephen Clark. You saw it. You saw it with Michael Brown. You saw it with Sean Bell. Okay, you see this all the time. The situation, the end result doesn't end well. And to have these cops called on these people could have been tragic. See, we have to sit here and we have to speak reality about this. When cops are called on us, we have to hope that we get home in an hour or 2. We have to hope. We don't know if we're going to come home or not. But if there were 2 white people sitting, in Starbucks waiting, the cops wouldn't have been called. It's just the reality. And people can sit there and say, well, why are you making this about race? Why are you crying about race? Because this is the reality. We don't have the same rules as white people do. We don't have the same rules. We really don't. And you wonder why black men are sitting here, or black people are sitting there saying, you know what? We want to have our own space. We want to have our own business. We don't want to be around them like that. We want to separate from y'all. We don't want to have anything to do with y'all, period. And you wonder why things are said like that. Because this is the exact stuff that goes on. This is the exact thing that happens. Stuff like this. And then people, non-black people or Caucasian people will sit there and say, well, you shouldn't talk about racism. You should do that privately. No, stop telling us how to react to certain things. Stop telling us how we should feel. You don't have the right to tell us how we should feel because you're not dealing with it on your own. So you don't have the right to sit there and tell us, well, you should, if you just wait for the fact. No, stop telling us how we should feel. Stop. This goes on every day in America. This goes on every day. And it's the same result. This could have been worse, but it wasn't. The guys didn't say anything because they know if they would have said something, it would have escalated it. The police chief came on and sat there and he tried to do damage control. I'm not surprised. Then I was watching on YouTube yesterday, some people were sitting there saying those guys were dumb for going in there and they were stupid. Like that person that called 911 was justified. I mean, like I said, we got people that act like that too, that they will love to cape for white people. But I'm not even going to get into that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Black men, black people. Why are we going around supporting businesses and giving these people money when they don't like us, when they don't respect us, when they can care less about us? But we still giving them our hard-earned money. We're going there every day, patronizing them. Okay, we're patronizing them. At the end of the day, if somebody disrespects you at any establishment, I'm not going to give them my money. I'm not going to sit there and try to reason with you. I'm going to take my stuff and I'm going to leave. I'm not going to give them anything. I'm not giving them a dime, and I'm not going to come back to the store and I will have the stuff put on tape and shown on Facebook. Because the one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to go come in here and you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to disrespect my family. Okay, you're not going to do that. And see, if we had some type of code, then that wouldn't have happened. If I go to any establishment, if somebody disrespects me or call me out my name or says you people, first of all, my phone is going to be out and I'm going to record. And then I'm going to go to corporate and I'm going to tell them the situation that happened. And I'm going to show them the video. Okay? And demand that person be fired. Okay? Because I will post this on social media and I will share it all over the place. And I will share it to people who has a big following and they will share it. Oh, believe me, you don't want to believe me, something will be done. See, you have to make these people accountable for what they're doing. You have to hold them accountable. I just saw a story. Shout out to the Vice Show. I saw a story at the Hilton with this racist white woman. She was being ignorant, saying you people, calling them fools and idiots. To me, I wouldn't have sat there and argued with the situation. I'd have said, you know what? Give me my money back and I'm out. And I'm going to record it. I'm going to go to corporate. I'm going to complain about you. And I'm going to have the video sent out. You're going to be fired. because people need to lose their jobs if they don't know how to handle customers, have good customer service. You need to be fired. Because there's no way I'm going to sit there and have you support. I'm going to sit there and give somebody my money that that disrespects me. I'm not doing that. I'll be a fool to do it. And some of y'all need to get out there, start owning our own businesses, create businesses. And I know a lot of places like that in Philadelphia. I know a lot of black-owned coffee shops in Philadelphia, but everybody wants to choose to go to Starbucks because it's a nice area. It's clean. And y'all don't want to support your own. That's the problem. We need to start supporting our own. When we start supporting our own businesses, that brings money into the community. Because they don't have a problem. They don't have a problem gentrifying some areas of South Philly. They don't have a problem gentrifying Temple University in North Philadelphia, because around there, that place used to be a crap hole until they fixed it up. They knocked down all them abandoned houses, or them houses that are all messed up and falling apart. Oh, they knocked them down. They start building new stuff around there. It looks like the suburbs almost. They don't have a problem doing that and kicking you out the neighborhood. We need to start spending money in our neighborhoods and keeping that money in the neighborhoods and start fixing up the black neighborhoods. That's what we need to do. But some of y'all will still go to Starbucks. Some of y'all will still continue to support them because they'll sit there and say, well, I like their coffee. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice and say, you know what? It's not even about the coffee. It's about respect. And some of y'all don't have any respect for yourselves, but you'll sit there and try to seek a validation from Caucasians that don't even like you. And I'm not talking about all Caucasians. I'm talking about the Caucasians who are that way. So please don't come on here with the trolls, because I saw one troll in one of my last video. Don't know what he's talking about and when it gets stupid. So I'm going to put that right on there right now. You come on here with these comments getting stupid, you will be deleted and blocked. You can disagree with me, that's fine. I don't care. But when you start being stupid and start trolling, I'm going to block you, and that's going to be it. But we need to start supporting our own businesses. We need to start bringing money back in our community and stop sitting here and supporting people that don't like you. That's what we need to start doing. Because this is ridiculous. Because that situation could have turned tragic. We need to put our issues aside instead of worrying about who's dating who, instead of worrying about who likes who, instead of hating somebody because they have a different opinion than you. Okay, come together and start creating stuff for our own. Because at the end of the day, those people might disagree with one another, might have issues with one another, but they will all code up and side against you in a heartbeat. And I guarantee you that's going to happen. They will code up in a heartbeat. They ain't got to like each other, but say, you know what? We need to come together. We need to support ourselves. We need to side against you. They will do it without a problem. Yeah, they might go out there and shoot up schools and mass murders and mass killings, but sooner or later they will support their own, and they don't have a problem doing that. But tell me what you think about this story. I'm gonna put a bakery, this lady's bakery. It's for those of you who are in the Philadelphia area. It's in North Philly, so I'm gonna put the address in the description box. Y'all can go check out that bakery. I've been there a couple of times. They got some nice stuff in there. But leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe.